Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist. I'm coming to you from a corner of my art studio, and today I'm talking to artists. I want to direct this video to artists, specifically to artists who are starting out, maybe trying to get to the next level, thrive. Maybe become solopreneurs, or maybe they want to get some income coming in and get things rolling, right? Maybe not. Maybe you're not trying to do that. Maybe you're trying to define your artwork, right? Maybe you're in that place. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's all good. It's all good. Every stage is good. Every stage is a good place to be in. It's hard to recognize it though sometimes, but just know that. This video, I want to be specific about style in artwork. See, when we hear, for example, I'm a painter, right? When we hear the whole thing about style, what style do you paint? It's very one-dimensional, and it can hinder you if you don't have it laser focused to a T. I think that comes with time, and I think it comes through practice, through repetition, through really owning your craft, really practicing, really putting those 10,000 hours. If you hear the whole thing about style and you start sweating and like, oh my God, what kind of style do I paint? Am I an impressionist? Am I a modern? I'm a modernist, or am I a cubist, or what am I? And the whole world goes crazy. Like, what kind of painter am I? It's okay. You don't have to have a style. You can like a style, and you can like a different style. I mean, remember, if you see the paintings of some of the greatest painters, just think about Picasso. How many styles he went through? At no point was Picasso like, I'm going to be a realist for the rest of my life, or I'm going to be an impressionist, or I'm going to be... He went through all of those stages. He even did, surrealism. He did a variation of all of that, right? At no point was he like, this is it. I am a cubist and that's it. No, he was always growing, always moving forward. And not just for the sake of moving forward and just like, not for the sake of moving forward, excuse me. Not for the sake of just not being disciplined. That was his discipline. His discipline was growing, evolving, and that meant that there was change happening. And it was okay for him. Sometimes he went back, sometimes he moved forward. A little bit back and then propel forward again. It doesn't matter. I'm here to tell you, when you hear the whole thing, like when someone asks you, what style do you paint? Or you sculpt, or, it's more predominant, I think, in painters. What style do you do? What's your style? It's okay to say, I don't have a fixed style. I do different things. If you're not ready there, if you're an impressionist, like myself, I call myself that because people are like, oh, you do impressionism based on what they see. Yes, I predominantly paint more impressionistic, but I also do realism. I also like to wander off. It helps me. It grows. It creates. It's like what would I say? It's like a pianist, right? Most people are like, well, are you a classical pianist? Are you a jazz? Whatever. Maybe more like with a guitarist, because I used to play guitar, so I have more reference with that. I still play guitar, but I used to play guitar more often, I guess. So, are you a jazz? What music do you play? Is it country? Is it jazz? Is it blues? Is it rock? What is it that you do? Because people are trying to box you, and there's nothing wrong with that. Gallerists will probably try to box you, where they would try to say, well, they don't mean it in a bad way. They're trying to place you, right? A guitarist is a guitarist. They can play, I don't know, something very classical, maybe a classic flamenco piece, as well as, something very jazzy, or something completely, I don't know, folk, something completely different. And it's the musician, right? He's not, I'm a country music player, a country guitarist. And maybe you became famous as a country guitarist, or maybe you were in this crowd, or in that crowd, and that helped you, and that's why you continue to do that, because that kind of, guide you there. But I'm sure that if the country guitarist had an opportunity to play some rock and roll and expand his or her vision or their income, they wouldn't say, "Oh, no, I can't do that. I'm country." I'm sure that most of us would be like, "Yeah, I mean, I'll do country. Why not? I mean, or I'll do blues. Why not? Or whatever it is, the style. It doesn't matter, the genre or whatever you want to call it." So don't get caught up. This is what the video is about. Don't get caught up on the style. The style will come out, and as time goes by, that style will morph, and it will change. And you see, what most of us do is that we see someone big, maybe we see someone like B.B. King, and we're like, "Oh man, yeah, I wanna play those blues," right? And automatically, that is what you want to do, and that's good. That may be your thing, But many of us don't have that. Many of us are like, "Man, I love that, but I also love Paco de Lucia, the famous flamenco guitarist, and I also love that new modern thing. The guy from Mars Volta or Muse is playing that super electronic, awesome futurist guitar, licks or whatever. I also like that. So what am I? And you're broken up into pieces. It's not that you're not disciplined. It's that you have an expanded palette, and it's okay. It's okay to have that. I just want to tell you that. For those of you who don't know who those guitarists are, it doesn't matter. Let me do it in let me give you examples in painting. Maybe you like the portraits of John Singer Sargent. They're like, oh, those classic, almost, the touch of impressionism, but very realistic portraits. But I also like the expressionism of Pollock. I don't know. Maybe you do. Who knows? And maybe you're like, but I really, really, really enjoy the paintings of Van Gogh, and I really like that as well. And I don't know how to mesh it. Maybe you're not trying to mesh it. Maybe you just learn a little from all of them, and you incorporate it into your personal style. But you don't have to label either. It'll come out on its own. I'll leave you with that. Don't get caught up in the whole style thing. It breathes out of practice, and it's okay. It's okay no matter where you're at. Don't sweat it, okay? My name is Jose Trujillo, and I hope you enjoy this video.